Okay, we're gonna reassemble this mid-century metal shelf, and the shelf comes in two pieces or two sections, and each section's got the four side rails. Before you get started, you want to decide how what the spacing between your shelves, because it's easier to put these screws in beforehand instead of trying to adjust them later. So right now you'll get this with already has the screws in place for shelves to be spaced out. So these are spaced out this far and that far. If you want them closer together, this is the time to do it. And then you just count the holes and make sure they all are the same. And we're going to be building this from the top side upside down. It's a lot easier. So this is the top section, and I already have 3 of the side rails in place. You just got to make sure that the screws that are there are facing in, as you can see here, and also that the ribs are facing out. You see on these rails have little ribs that are facing out. So now we're down to the last corner on this top piece, and what you do is there's little brackets in each corner. I've already got these done, and you just slide the screw in. You want to make sure these screws are about 1/2 inch out so that they slide in correctly. So I'm sliding it in, and then you just take a flat screwdriver and tighten it up a little till it's secure. You see the screw here, and you're just tightening this up. If these brackets come loose, we'll have them in place, but if they are a little loose, so they have 4 holes and they just kind of clip in there, and you'll see how they are, but they will sometimes like to work themselves loose, I noticed. So tighten that up. You can probably tighten it, leave a little bit if you have to adjust it later, but make sure they're pretty snug. It'll be a lot easier to do the next shelves. Okay. So now you just take the next shelf piece, and you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna slide that screw into each little bracket in the corner. Till they're all in place. And then tighten the screw. In each corner. Make sure the screw's touching the top of the bracket. Well, of course, we're working upside down, but you'll see that that's what holds it in place. Okay, and the last one. Yeah, I'm gonna hold this with my finger to hold it up so it's snug. Now, if it's hard to see the screw, you can put a little flashlight in there. Okay, now if you're doing another shelf in this section, you want to repeat that for this shelf. And then when you're ready to do the next section, you'll see that the two sections connect together with a little plastic piece that's in between them. And you want to make sure the screws are facing the right angle, just like the one below it. And just slide that piece in there like that. Right, do all the corners, and then you do the same thing. You just put another shelf in above, and if it's easier, you can try and flatten it or put the whole thing on its side. But I found that it seems to be easier if you're working with it like this upside down. Now, when you get down to the bottom, and you know another thing, you'll know the bottom pieces of these rails have floor protectors, so that tells you which ones are the bottoms, and they also have the divided section in them. So that's when you want to make sure that those are the bottom pieces. So there, as we stated in the listing, there is one bracket missing, and we kind of have a replacement that will work for that. So basically, you're gonna put the others in like I'm just showed you, and then this piece is just put the screw in through the hole in the center of the bracket, and that will hold that corner in place. Works pretty well, especially since the other brackets are going to hold it as well. So that's the only difference here. This little jerry-rig bracket. And then once you're done with that, you just want to take your plastic finials and then slide those into the top open piece of the shelf, and you're done.